Radio down and tell everyone to get out of the exclusion zone.
Everybody on under 2.
With an ice storm on the horizon,
Do it, let's go.
this Idaho wind farm is on high alert, and 2 high-flying windwalkers race against time to pull off a critical yet dangerous mission before the storm hits.
Get over here between us outriggers.
Meanwhile, on a tiny island in the Bahamas,
That knot out of our cancer's line. Hurry up.
an inexperienced team
Can't control it on the ground. You're not going to control it in the air.
struggles with gale force winds
Bunch of little kids, man. Supposed to have their ready.
and rookie mistakes.
If you're reckless in our line of work, you're gonna die.
Traveling the wild world of wind and dangling from ropes hundreds of feet in the air. These intrepid adventurers brave the elements to harness the power of wind. They are turbine cowboys. On the plains of western Idaho, near the Great Twin Falls, multi-generational cattle ranchers are conquering a new frontier by installing wind turbines on their spreads. The wind might be free, but capturing it isn't. And keeping these massive machines running day in and day out is an expensive and sometimes dangerous proposition. On a cold and sunny November day, a snowstorm warning is in effect, and a major ice storm is due just after lunch. Fossil Gulch manager Bryce Merrick escorts rope access technicians Brent Burnson and Alex Mulder to turbine number 2 off the main string road.
It's a dangerous job. You always got to keep that fear meter right in the middle. If you're overconfident, mistakes happen. If you're scared, accidents happen. But it's every bit of fantastic. There's no words to describe it, to tell you the truth.
My wife, she hates my job. I have a daughter that'll be 2 this weekend. Does put a strain on the family, but you know, I just love this job.
Any tools on our person need to be tethered at all times.
A new term has been coined for those brave souls who risk it all, doing serious rope work on wind turbines. They're called industrial athletes, and Brent and Alex are among the best in the business. And Bryce has hired them to come to Fossil Gulch and inspect every blade on every turbine on the ranch.
We will go up tower, we will set up our ropes and prepare to rappel.
I truly trust Brent when it comes to doing any work at height, and I know he trusts me whenever it comes to any judgment calls. Brent's like a brother to me. I don't want to be the reason that he doesn't go home tonight.
I get to travel the world. I get to come in and do things on a turbine that normal people don't get to do every day. It is scary. That's what I love about it. It's probably the most thrilling thing I've ever done, and it definitely does get your heart rate up. I've been climbing turbines for years, and it can be scary. You look up and it's like, oh no, I gotta climb a ladder that's 300 feet straight up in the air.
When I first started in the wind industry, I wasn't a big fan of heights, and I really didn't know what it was gonna be like to be that high. The first time I had to go on top of the nacelle, I was on my hands and knees and crawling around, and I hated every minute of it.
Each turbine measures 374 feet from the ground up to the point on the top blade. The blades are 120-foot fiberglass tubes, and they can become lethally damaged by lightning, storm force winds, bugs, and birds. Each blade costs upward of $250,000, so keeping them in fighting shape is a big part of the wind business.
Final moments of ascent, when you get towards the top of the turbine, you're going to come to what's called the yaw deck. Once you get onto the yacht deck, now we have rotating equipment. We have shock hazards. You name it, it's up there. The lone turbine is essentially a self-sustaining power plant. So imagine that condensed into the size of an RV, and now you're right in the middle of it.
Rotor's locked out. It's not going to rotate. We've got manual yaw on the machine. Let's go to our wind speed. Check that out. We're at 16 meters per second. We're actually climbing, not dropping.
We cannot go out on the blade now because the wind is too high for us to rappel. The heads-up display is reading about 13 meters per second, which is roughly 28, 29 miles per hour, which is too high to rappel on ropes.
How long you want to wait? Give her half hour, 45 minutes?
15, 20 minutes.
Sounds good.
We do not go on ropes if it's 10 meter seconds or higher, which is right around 22 miles an hour.
Meanwhile, nearly 2,300 miles away, on a tiny island in the Bahamas chain, stands another type of wind field recently ravaged by an historic storm.
Hurricane Irene blew through a couple months ago and took out 8 of their smaller units.
Remnants of the fierce Caribbean storm remain, and powerful gusts up to 50 miles per hour have been hitting the build site all morning.
Owner of the island opted for one more Northern 100, much quieter machine and a lot more power.
One of these units, depending on where you're installing it, will power up to 30, 36 homes. You know, they're using the electricity that's produced for it, general purposes of cooking, cleaning, keeping the lights on.
The logistics to get to this island have been quite difficult. We have no resources out here besides what's on land. No hardware stores, nothing. Everything that we have, we bring. If we don't have it, we're in trouble.
That shackle goes to the dozer!
A new storm system is due to hit the island within the next 48 hours, so Myra's crew has a narrow weather window to get the turbine up and operational. Making matters worse, tropical storm force winds are still hitting at up to 45 miles an hour.
What got me into this business back in 2008, the economy destroyed my construction business. I lost my retirement, lost my home, and starting all over. So I'm the only one, even at 52, that's on top of the tower, pulling in rotors and 20-plus mile-an-hour winds. But happy to do it.
Hey! We take the whole thing off.
Been operating since I was 17 and I'm 45. It can get real nerve-wracking. At like, in a 10-ton crane, picking 9 tons. Believe me, you're gonna be crapping your pants. You know, it's when you're taking it to the edge of the envelope, man.
I'm an electrician by trade, took it up in high school, been doing it for about 33 years. I was ski lift maintenance electrician at some Vermont ski areas. And ironically, I get out of the ski industry because I didn't want to be climbing towers anymore. A year and a half later, here I am climbing towers a lot taller than the ski lifts.
Fortunately, the skies have cleared a bit and the winds have dipped down to acceptable risk levels.
Okay, we're burning daylight.
So Myra's team can finally get back to work. The perilous journey of building a turbine in high winds and ocean spray starts with erecting the 180-foot tower. Once the tower's built, Myra's team has to fly the nacelle and bolt it into place. A nacelle is an engine room that sits atop the tower and houses the gearbox to which the turbine blades are attached. Once Myra and his team start craning the nacelle into position, even if high winds hit, they have to finish the job or their timetable will be shot.
How them wind readings?
Well, the wind speeds have picked up here. We're averaging about a 25-mile-an-hour wind, and we have an average low of 19.
You do not want to spin and even tap that crane. That thing is pushed to its limit. And the mast is so thin that if it were to tap it, you could crumple that crane.
Back up! Right in!
And everything come tumbling down.
On the Fossil Gulch wind farm in Idaho, turbine techs Brent and Alex have been playing a waiting game with high winds before climbing out to execute a dangerous blade inspection, and it looks like they've caught a break.
We have a little lull in the wind. I think we got about a 2.5 hour window to get out there and inspect the blade before the winds pick back up and we can't repel. We'll be putting our ropes over the nose cone of the turbine, and then we'll rappel down the ropes and inspect the blade of the turbine.
And that means stepping off a perfectly good turbine into midair with the only thing standing between them and a death fall, a half-inch thick nylon rope.
High friction point on a rope can become very bad very quickly. Exposed bolts can cut your rope, and you gotta know where to protect your rope and to access where you're going.
We do worry about making sure that our ropes aren't coming into contact with any sharp objects that could damage or cut the ropes and put you into a really bad situation.
It's the moment that you go right over the edge that's when I pucker a little bit.
For some reason, every time, it's always the same feeling like I've never done it. I have that anxiety.
You think to yourself, did I check everything as many times as I should have? Even though we do, you still have that thought in the back of your head, did I?
Meanwhile, on Over Yonder Key, the Bahamas team has the nacelle halfway up the tower.
We need at least a 10-minute window to get it to the top.
The trouble is, the higher it gets, the higher the wind speed.
Back up!
The overstressed crane can only hold the nacelle aloft, but otherwise, crane operator Warren is helpless to stop it from smashing into the tower should a strong wind take hold.
Go towards west a little bit.
The real work of guiding the power plant into position is done by the ground crew and the ropes they tightly grip called tag lines.
Hey, if you guys can't control it on the ground, you're not going to control it in the air.
Taglines are extremely important. You need to keep it still and bring it up in the right position.
Have them move back so they got more pull.
You're the mess up. Get over here. Get over here between this outrigger. I tell them all, make sure you don't spin, because if it hits that boom, it's coming down. Get the damn thing straight and keep it straight. Next 10 feet, you guys better hold it steady. I don't want to see that thing turn. Hit that knot out of Martinez's line. Hurry up.
It's a struggle. We're pushing off each other, feet in the face, in the head. It's a struggle up there.
With a nasty wind picking up and the nacelle hanging within striking distance of the tower,
you cannot turn this, gentlemen.
Disaster looms, and there's no room for error.
Hey, give me a little more attention, Wes.
So the team's next few moves have to be precise.
How we looking, guys?
You're looking good. I'm watching your block right now. You got 2 feet to come up, 3 feet on the nacelle.
Martinez, go that way a little bit.
Swing on over.
Okay, Warren, on your block on top, we've got about 18 inches.
Everybody walk with it. Keep that straight.
Hey, you're good now.
Straight, just like that. If that turns, we're in trouble. Martinez, go!
Walk with it. Keep that straight, just like that. Keep it tight.
Cable down, cable down, cable down. Slow, 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 slow. Easy. Go. Down, easy. Down, easy.
Watch your head!
In Fossil Gulch, Idaho, with an ice storm in the distance, Brent and Alex are moments away from dropping over the nose cone for one of the most hazardous jobs a wind tech can attempt, a 2-man blade inspection.
Okay, we're gonna do this together.
10-4.
The blade inspection is probably the most dangerous for rope access in the turbine industry. We're going to go down on 2 lines. One's a working line, one's a safety line. We rappel down our working line, and we're going to inspect the blades for damage. We are 300 feet in the air on 2 ropes. And if you're reckless in our line of work, you're going to die.
How you doing, Alex?
I got the blue line on the left. I can't get...
Although the inspection started smoothly, a sudden gust of icy wind has turned it into a dangerous operation. Alex's rope has become entwined with Brent's, effectively stranding Alex midair until they can get the lines untangled.
Keep on coming.
All right, where you at?
After a mayday call into the station, a lineman is dispatched.
Pick right or left and go for it.
With winds picking up speed and the temperature dropping, the wind techs are in a race against time to free their ropes and make a quick descent to the ground.
It's like
over 2,300 miles away, on Over Yonder Key in the Bahamas, the 9-ton nacelle has been flown and is crushingly close to crew chief Myra and electrician Patrick, who are in the tower and primed to guide crane operator Warren and the crew below to move the nacelle into position.
Slow, 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 slow. Injury. Oh, cable down 2 inches. Cable up. Down.
The Bahamas team is at the crux moment of mounting the nacelle on top of the 180-foot turbine tower. Winds have been gusting to nearly 50 miles an hour, so from here on out, they must work flawlessly as one unit.
Slow, 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 slow. Injury. Oh.
One false move, and Myra could be crushed. And the falling nacelle could spell the end for the men on the ground.
1 inch. Pretty much it. Cable down. We got all pins in. Yeah? Touchdown. I'm good then.
The crane was basically maxed to its capacity. High winds, anything, one of the guys on the ground, tagline gets loose, that nacelle taps that crane and it'll fold it like a little tin can, and game over. Everybody did their job. I couldn't be any happier. So, keep your fingers crossed for the rotor. We got some higher winds coming.
The nacelle now in place and high winds on the way. Myra and crane operator Warren have to work hand in hand to fly the rotors before it's too late. A risky procedure that could make mounting the nacelle look like child's play.
When you have a rotor almost 80 foot in diameter, it's a big sail, and 20+ mile-an-hour winds, yeah, there's definitely scary moments.
Come on, let's go! Bring it around! Keep him off my boom!
In a dangerous operation like this, the most crucial thing for Myra's crew is communication.
All right, free up that line.
Come this way!
Stop.
Go that way! Hey, little man, let go of that white rope. Get over here with these orange guys.
Hey, Myra, you there?
I don't know if we lost the signal or battery or what. The walkie-talkie was down. We couldn't communicate with the crane.
Hold that right there!
Wind's blowing us.
That way!
So I'm up there asking for an inch. He's giving me 12.
Keep that orange rope off my boom.
I'm saying left. He's going right.
Keep it off my boom. Here it comes again.
At the Fossil Gulch Wind Farm in Idaho, with their lines crossed and winds picking up, Brent and Alex are virtually stuck out on the blade.
Pick right or left and go for it. Tighten up. Tighten up. Good. Pull me in. Hold on, Alex. There we go. There, grab that rope. Grab that end.
The lineman is on the scene within minutes to attempt to untangle the twisted ropes and free up the 2 stranded wind techs.
Hold up. This got roped backwards, so that's why it's not staying tight. Okay, so you need to keep getting tension on that. Good, good. You got enough, dude?
But it wasn't too bad. It actually turned out okay.
once you're hanging there on your rope, I mean, it's just pretty much another day in the office. Some people sit behind a desk. My desk happens to be 260 feet in the air.
Having beaten Mother Nature's ticking clock, Brent and Alex's blade inspection is a success with no serious damage to report. But down in the Bahamas, Myra and his team continue to battle radio failure
Hey, Myra, you there?
and high winds.
My walkie-talkie was down. We couldn't communicate with the crane.
Keep that orange rope off my boom.
I'm saying left, he's going right.
Keep it off my boom. Here it comes again. Hold that right there.
For some unknown reason, Myra has only intermittent radio contact with crane operator Warren.
Get over here.
A problem that's making this dangerous situation potentially lethal for the men in the tower and below. They're one big wind gust away from disaster.
The props have a 14-mile-an-hour window. In this wind, it'll become just a kite. No matter how many ropes you'd have on it, the guys wouldn't be able to control it.
I was really critical on the taglines for them guys to get that nice and straight and smooth.
If it comes to you, get over the other side.
There you go.
1 inch down, just 1 inch.
Repeat, Myra. Nobody heard what you said.
Then you need a boom to the right. Stop, stop, stop. You can't go 6 inches every time I need you to move. Boom out, slow, boom out. Just 1 inch down.
There it goes, there it goes.
Come on, baby.
Come on, baby.
Okay, now 1/4 inch down, 1/4 down. Dude, I got 2 pins in. Stop, cable up.
Pins are in.
Yeah.
Pins are in. That's a clunking sound you like to hear.
You know, after all the drama, we got our bolts in, torqued everything down, and it's time to get a turbine spinning. Okay, great. Hey, listen, my boat is here. I've got to run. But it's going to be tough on the family. You know, they miss me. Bye-bye, love you. But sometimes you just got to do what you got to do.
The dangerous job in the Bahamas may be complete, but Myra's already headed off to his next challenge. And who knows what's in store next for this turbine cowboy.